Hey everybody! I'm really excited because today I'm going to be coming on here with another alopecia guest in just a little while. So I'll introduce you to her when she does come on. But it's just going to be a little alopecia chat, like a Q&A. I'm going to interview her about her story, maybe talk about my story, and you guys can totally comment any questions you guys have below about alopecia. If you're new to alopecia or wigs, we'd love to answer your questions, and just for like a nice little fun Saturday chat on this evening. So I'm really excited to get started. So our guest is someone who also has alopecia, and I'm going to ask her about her story, let her say it in her own words, but she is very, very awesome. She's super gorgeous. She does some modeling, and I think like sometimes when you first lose your hair, you're scared that like maybe you won't you'll lose your femininity or you won't be able to like look as attractive, and that's such a huge misconception, and it's a big fear for a lot of people that first develop alopecia. And like she's just one of many examples that that's so not the case, because she's so gorgeous. She's going to join in just a moment. I'm just going to let her in. Okay, I think it's connecting.
Hi!
Hey Chloe, how are you doing?
Good. Let me back up a little bit. How are you?
Oh yeah, it kind of crops in a bit when you go live with somebody. I forgot about that too.
Yeah.
Oh, your dog!
Yeah, this is my kid, basically. Her name is Maisie.
Macy,
Sorry.
oh, she's so cute. What kind of dog is she?
She's a Morkie, so she's a Maltese and a Yorkie. She's bad. That's what kind of dog she is. Bad.
Ah, so adorable. So hi, everyone, this is Chloe. Do you want to introduce yourself? Just give a little bit of background.
Yeah, of course. My name is Chloe. A lot of my friends and family call me Chloe Bo. Bo is one of my middle names. I was born and raised in Louisiana, and that's where I currently reside. I started losing my hair when I was in 7th grade. So, gosh, time is flying so fast. Maybe like 13, 14 years ago. And I just shaved it recently and took control of it. So that's where we're at today.
Wow, it looks awesome. You really rock the shaved head look, by the way, because your bone structure is so marvelous.
Thank you. Look at you, girl. You're making me miss having like the sleek. Like I really might go back to it soon.
I know, right? I always kind of go back and forth. Like, so I lost my hair when I was like 2 years old. And for the longest time, like for a while when I was really young, I had no hair. And then for most of my life, I had like patches.
Mm-hmm.
And for like most of my life, I pretty much kept the patches long-ish. And then a couple of years ago, I decided to shave it completely. And I kind of go back and forth between like liking the patches and liking it totally shaved. Like
you get so used to like not having it that when you see yourself with anything, you're like, who am I? Who is she? And then you see, it's kind of bittersweet because you start to see like your patches like not growing or more sparse, and it kind of gets you down for a little bit. I don't know if you're like me in that sense, and you're just kind of like, okay, I'm going to shave it again. And like every time I shave it, I just feel so much more empowered and confident when I don't have it than when I do have a little bit in like my patches. But
yeah, I know what you mean. Sometimes when you have patches, you like pay attention to like, is it changing? And it's so funny because anyone that doesn't experience alopecia might not realize there's a difference. Like, oh, like either way you have alopecia. But it's
exactly.
Like, that's why I ended up shaving my head for sure, because I started to notice like my patches had always been so consistent, and I noticed I started to like thin out a little bit, and it was really bothering me. So one day I was just like, you know, I don't want to be obsessed with this. I just want to
don't look at you anymore. Like you're gone.
Exactly. And it's just so fun to just have like the shaved head look for occasions, and then of course like I know we both wear wigs sometimes, and then it's just so fun to like switch up the look.
Oh, yeah. I think so. Used to I would see people with like multicolored hair, and I'd be like, man, I wish I could do that. But when I was first losing my hair, I couldn't do that with my hair because the extensions that I bought, and you know how expensive like extensions are, I would have to dye those, color those. There was a chance that it wouldn't work. And so as soon as I shaved my head, I got a blue wig and a pink wig, and I wear them pretty regularly. Like I don't wear wigs a lot, but when I do, I try to make it like fun, because why not? I find that hair is just hair.
100%. I'm always changing up my look so much, from like blonde to brunette to pink and blue, like all the colors. I love all the colors.
Same here.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about more about your alopecia story. So you said you started losing your hair in about 7th grade, and what was your initial reaction?
So my grandmother raised me, and I changed schools a lot as a kid. I had just started at a new school my 7th grade year, and I noticed like a very small spot, like right here, literally the same spot that I have now. Very small circle, maybe the size of a quarter. And I was like, what is that? You know, 7th grade, you don't know anything about alopecia or hair loss or anything. You don't expect that to happen to you. And so I remember going to my grandma and being like, hey, I have like this spot. And of course, grandmother, she was like, well, you need to stop putting your hair in those tight ponytails. And I was like, I don't think this is from my ponytail. And she's like, it's from my ponytail. So I was like, okay, like she
It might
knows.
be a little bit more than that, but
So it started to get bigger and it spread to like the entirety of my head. And she never saw it because I always like teased the heck out of my hair and like would hide it in these high ponytails. And one day I went in her room and she saw it and she said, oh, what happened to your head? I'm like, girl, I thought it was the ponytails. So she was like, okay, we need to go to the doctor. So at that point, I went to the doctor and they did a biopsy. They took like a little piece of skin out and tested it, and they said it's alopecia. So at first, I was really nervous because I was like, does that mean it's not going to grow back? Am I going to lose all of it? What do I do? Like, I'm in 7th grade and kids are mean. And so the doctor's like, there's really no for sure treatment. We have things we can try. So we started topical, like ointments, different kind of creams, and of course I had no luck, and it started spreading to the sides, which is where I have next, and then the back. And so junior high and high school was pretty rough. I mean, kids of course made comments and everything, but
yeah.
looking back, it really helped to A, humble me, and B, make it to where I am super empathetic with other people that have things they don't like about themselves, and I'm able
100%, yeah.
And it just made me a all over like happier person in the weirdest way. Like you're like, oh, you lost all your hair, it made you happy. You're like, it has made me so much happier because I don't care what people think as much, and I feel like I'm more me because always like wearing extensions and wigs, you kind of feel like you lose yourself in that because you come home and you take that off and you look in the mirror and you're like, okay, this is me, but this isn't the me that everybody else sees. This isn't who everybody knows me as. So the morning I actually decided to shave it, I had already thought about it prior because a week before I shaved it, maybe 2 weeks, a girl had messaged me and she had a condition where she was losing her hair and she thought that all of my hair had grown back because I was posting constantly with extensions and wigs and you never saw my spots.
That was your real hair, right?
She was like, yeah, she was like, oh my God, how did you grow your hair back? Like, this gives me hope that mine might grow back. And I just felt terrible because I was giving false hope to someone that I had grown all my hair back so quickly, and it just wasn't who I was. And so I was like, I need to like be open. And so then I told people I had alopecia. And then a few weeks after that is when I said, I woke up and I had like a big spot missing here. And I said, okay, I'm done. This is tiring. Like, this isn't me. This isn't who I am. Like, I'm ready to just be able to leave and just not worry and not stress or meet new people and have to tell them, by the way, like, this isn't real. Like, now I shaved it and I feel free and I feel like I can just be whoever and do whatever and not have to worry. I don't have to stress about telling people, by the way, this is fake hair, or oh my God, your hair is so pretty, like thanks, like it's a wig. Like now I can just go. Like it's just a huge weight like lifted off my shoulders.
Yeah, I totally can relate to that too, because so I had developed alopecia when I was about 2, and then I've had it ever since, obviously. But I kept it a secret, like a really, really tight secret, until I was like maybe about 19. And it was just so crazy. Like I really, really kept tabs on everyone in my life that knew. So every time I had a new friend or someone in my life, I would always think in the back of my head, like, oh, I'm gonna have to tell them eventually, and it would just be like such a big secret. And it's like anyone that knew, I like had a little list in my mind, like, oh, this person knows, this person doesn't. I can't change this person. Yeah. So it was such a huge weight lifted off my shoulders when I finally just opened up about it. So what was your method to like open up to people? Did you just like tell everyone one by one?
So I would tell people one by one as I got close to them. I remember I had this really close friend in 7th grade, and she was the first person I ever told. I like pulled her to the side and I was like, I have to tell you something. And she was like, okay. I was like, I have alopecia. And she was like, are you going to be okay? I was like, yes, I'm going to be okay. I was like, it just means my hair's falling out. And she was like, oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
So nice about it and so cool. Like, we're still friends to this day. And like that really, like her reaction really helped me be able to tell more people slowly. In high school, I wasn't super open about it. I tried my best to hide it, but all my closest friends knew. And it was just a really hard time. I remember the night, so I made homecoming court my senior year. I was super excited. And I was like in such a hurry that day that I didn't have time to put extensions in, like when we went out on the field. And so I'm like stressing, I'm like crying on the way. I'm like, oh my gosh, like people are going to see my spots. And everyone's trying to make me feel better about it. They're like, okay, just tease here, like twist here, like put some hairspray here. And when I got there and like I won, I was like, oh my gosh, like nobody cares. Nobody cares about alopecia. Like they really don't. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And that was just a huge turning point for me. And then going into college, it was like starting all over. And so I would slowly tell people here and there and people I got close to, and I would only disclose it if I had to.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was just not a fun life to live. And so now, as you can see, like, I'm like you. Hi. I'm like you. I just post all over, like, because I think that we are a voice that a lot of women need. When I first saw your page, I said, oh my God, look how beautiful this girl is.
Oh,
because you are. And like,
and you too.
Thank you so much. But everyone should see that. Like, everyone should see people like us able to just be our most authentic selves. And realize they should be able to do that too. I mean, when I first posted about it, the messages I got were just insane, like back to back to back. Like, I wish that when I was younger that I had someone to go to, because I know with us, like, social media probably wasn't extremely prevalent, like us growing up. So we didn't really have anyone to turn to. I don't know, like, did you have people to turn to? Like,
yeah, not really. It's like if I ever looked it up or anything, it was all like I could never find someone that I could relate to. Like, there was rarely representation of younger people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Same here.
For real. Yeah. So it sounds like this is part of your experience as well. Something for me that really helped me to open up about it was knowing how many people I could like influence and help. Because it kind of gets you out of your own head too. Because when you're really just thinking about yourself, you can be so self-conscious, like, oh, people are going to judge me, people are going to think I'm weird or whatever. You really just make up all these false fears that are so irrational.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna like me. Nobody's gonna want to be friends with me. Like, blah 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 blah. And like, you just like you said, like, you get so in your own head about not only how you look, but how you think others are gonna perceive how you look. And I don't know, are you in the South? Then, like, where are you at on the map?
I'm in New York, so yeah.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Is there, but down in the South in Louisiana, like, women don't break the mold. Like, you don't shave your head. You don't look like this, I guess. Like, I mean, you can, but people are very traditional here. So, like, as a Southern belle, you're supposed to have long hair. It's just thick and beautiful, and like, you're supposed to treasure it.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I was extremely worried about when I first shaved it, was what everyone was going to think. And just like you, the thing that like pushed me was knowing that I was going to help other young men and women like me that also struggled with the debate on what they should do.
Mm-hmm. So do you normally just wear your hair like that, or do you? Yeah, it's so awesome. So what were people's initial reactions in your life?
My grandmother was very upset because, like I said, very traditional. I mean, I want to say she cried. I don't remember. It's kind of a blur. My dad was super supportive. He actually helped me shave it, which was awesome.
That's awesome. It's nice to have someone help you with that.
Oh yeah.
Both for the emotional reason and because it's like hard to shave your own head.
Oh, I know. He was like, I'm gonna help you. And so he legit got like a razor and was like, shit. I was like, oh my God. Like, but he was super cool about it. That's the closest people in my family besides my cousin Maggie, and she was super cool about it. I mean, she loved it. She said, girl, go ahead.
It looks so awesome.
My, like, closest friends were the same way. They were all just super excited and supportive. I don't think I had anyone that was really negative about it.
Good. Yeah. And that's that's one of the greatest things too, is like I was talking about being in your own head about it. And then when you do end up opening up about it, you realize that people are so supportive at the end of the day. And it's like anyone that isn't supportive, it's just kind of like, okay, well, it doesn't affect you as much because you're like, okay, well, that's your opinion. Like,
exactly. Weed out who should be in your life and who didn't. Because I did have one person message me and was like, oh my God, why would you do that? You were so pretty. And I was like, A, I'm still pretty.
Exactly. What the heck?
B, I'm just a different kind of pretty, and it's my life. And even if I didn't have alopecia, if I wanted to shave my head, then I want to shave my head because
exactly. It's like, and then you also realize that that's such a closed-minded outlook too. It's like, okay, well, your life must be pretty boring if you like think that you fit into this very narrow box and you can't see outside of it. So.
Honestly, like, I don't know if you're like me, but I have never felt more, I guess the word is unique in my life. Like, I feel like I don't blend in. I feel like used to I blended in. I just had your regular like look, and I've always wanted to be like different. And I feel like this was my opportunity to be different and stand out. And same with you, like, you have such a beautiful, like, unique look. Like, I think that the shaved head look is so, like, not in a weird way, but like, it's so goddess-like. I'm not saying I look like a goddess, but like, with the shaved head, like, it just makes you look more like.
Yeah, it's also sleek and like, really bone structure.
Like bone structure, eyes.
Your eyes can shine more.
Like, looking at your eyes, like, oh my God, like, you just That's what you see, and I feel like it helps you just show more of who you are, like inside and out.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So do you have like a moment where you like maybe posted a picture for the first time without a wig or something like, I mean, with your head shaved?
I did. So the first time I posted about my alopecia wasn't that long ago. It was probably, I want to say it was around June or July
Of this year?
of this year that I
Oh wow,
posted
I didn't realize that was
first.
such a recent thing. Yeah.
Yes, girl, this is all like brand new to
This is
me.
amazing. That's so amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you. I definitely didn't do it my whole life. I wish I would have been braver to do it when I was younger, but like we talked about, I was always too scared or worried about what people would think.
Yeah, you gotta like do it at your own pace for sure.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I just woke up one day and I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I can't hide this anymore. And it was right after the girl had messaged me thinking that all my hair was real and it had all grown back. And I just kept thinking about it. Every day I would wake up thinking about it. And I had messaged her back and told her, obviously, like, hey, I still have alopecia. This is what I really look like. She was like, oh, okay. Like, I'm sorry. She was like, I didn't mean to intrude in your life or anything. She's like, I just thought it had grown back. I was like, no, like, I'm sorry. And like, no, it's not my responsibility, but I still felt terrible about giving someone false hope about the hair maybe coming back. So every day I would think about it, and then I would wake up and look in the mirror and see more hair coming out or spots, and I was like, how am I going to hide this? And so I have really bad anxiety, and so it would make it, sorry for my dog, she's being a little crazy.
No, that's what we love dogs here. So.
I would have really bad anxiety about like people seeing it or finding out, and I just woke up and made this post about it and was like, by the way, this is what I look like. And I posted a picture from both sides and the top. I was like, this is alopecia. And I made a long post about what it was. And I told people, if you have questions, like, just ask me. And it was just a huge turning point for me because I felt like I didn't have to hide it anymore. And then the shaved head came not long after. So it was just like back to back to back.
Like bam, bam, bam. You're like, all right, I'm done with this.
like I have nothing left to show you guys. Sorry, this is it.
Yeah. I had such a similar experience too with posting on social media, and I feel like posting on social media is such good training wheels, at least for me, because I used to be so scared of even saying the word alopecia. Like, that's how bad it was. I would get like emotional just saying the word. So I was still really scared to tell people about it in person, and I was always scared of people's reactions in person. But then social media is so nice because you can post about it, you can tell everyone all at once, just get it out of the way, and you don't have to like deal with people's reactions in person. So it's almost like training wheels for opening up about it.
What pushed you to like tell people about it, like actually open up? And
I mean, like, it was kind of like a similar experience where I knew for so long that I wanted to be open about it, and then one day I just woke up and I was like, okay, like, I'm so over this, like, I just want people to know. And I knew that once because most people, like, anyone really close to me in life knew already, but any of my extended circle friends didn't know, because I started to open up to people right when I first went away to college. So I almost like kind of backtracked for a year, because when I went to college, I planned on opening up about it and using that as my opportunity. But then when I first went away, it was all new people, so nobody knew that I had alopecia. So it was so easy to fall back into that. Like, oh, it's going to be so much easier to keep it a secret here because nobody knows. Like, there's not going to be any rumors, because it's like, so I kind of like hid in that for a year. But then after that, I was like, okay, I just want to get this over with. I know that once I post it on social media, there's no going back.
Yes, that was my thought process too. Like, I just got to do it. I just got to press post and do it.
Like, I didn't even want the opportunity to go back into my shell. I just wanted to like push myself out in the open and just be like, all right, this is it.
Has it felt like a weight was just lifted off your shoulders since
So
you've done
much.
it?
So much. Especially because like, it was so funny because I made the post and then it was on Facebook. I closed Facebook. I didn't want to look at it because I thought people were gonna like think it was weird or something. I don't know what I expected, but it was such a positive response from people. And it really just made me realize that people are going to be supportive about it.
That's awesome. I love that. I love hearing people's stories. My dog's just being a nutcase, so that's why I keep looking back.
No, that's totally fine. Do you want to bring her up for a minute? I think people like seeing your dog too.
Oh, yeah. You want to say hello?
I'm sorry, what did you say her name was? You said it in the beginning.
It's Maisie Jane.
Macy Jane. Oh, she's so cute.
She goes everywhere with me, literally everywhere. So she's rotten to the core.
How long have you had her? How old is she?
I got her, so she was born in January, and I got her right at the start of COVID. So
I
got
she's
her
still like really young.
She's 9 months.
COVID puppy.
Yeah. Everyone's
So
like, don't
cute.
get a puppy because you're gonna have to go back to work. Well, I got her registered as a service animal, so I bring her to work with me.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, that's even better.
I know.
Someone else commented that they also just shaved their head recently from alopecia.
No
So yeah,
way.
congratulations to that person. I'm just
Yeah.
checking any of the other questions we had. Okay, yeah. So yeah, congratulations to you, the person that commented. I think her name was Abigail, which is also my name. So
That's awesome. You go, girl.
yeah, and I guess on that note, do you have any like advice for people who maybe are going through that right now, the experience that you went through earlier this year?
Um, Regarding alopecia, my best piece of advice would be don't be afraid to be yourself. I mean, if that takes shaving your head, do it. If that means wearing a wig every day and that's what makes you feel beautiful, do it. Don't feel like you have to shave your head or you have to come out and tell people. Alopecia is everyone's own journey. I mean, it is different for everyone. Shaving my head made me feel 1,000 times better, but it might not make the next person feel better. But in saying that, don't be afraid to go out of your comfort zone as well. If you think shaving your head will make you feel better, but you're scared of what other people will think, don't. You should do what makes you happy, what makes you feel beautiful, because at the end of the day, when you get home, you look in the mirror and you have to love what you see. And speaking from experience, I know it's hard to love what you see when you are missing chunks of hair or all of your hair or your lashes or your eyebrows. And you should do whatever makes you feel A, the most authentically yourself, and B, happy. And that's just the best way to be. It's so much easier to just embrace it and love yourself for who you are than try to be something that you're not.
Yeah, definitely. And everyone's journey with alopecia or hair loss in general is different, so different for everyone. So, like you said, like for some people, shaving their head might feel awesome and empowering. For other people, it's fun to switch up wigs all the time. Some people like to wear one wig and just be able to like be comfortable and not have to tell people, and that's completely fine.
Yeah.
So it's awesome that there's all these options as well for like realistic looking wigs.
Oh, yeah.
Someone else, Nola Harrington, also commented that they also recently shaved their head. So
Yes.
yeah, it's awesome. There's all these people on here also going through the same thing. So
I keep forgetting that we have these comments popping up. I haven't even been looking at them.
I know it's hard to pay attention to everything at once, but yeah. Someone else said I still struggle, but you girls are inspirational. Thank you
Thank you
so
so much.
much for that. Let's see. Yeah, awesome. So I know we also did send you a wig. So do you want to pull that out as well? Do you have that?
Yes. It is beautiful. So I know we talked earlier about how we love to like change colors and everything. Like
Yeah.
We literally said all the colors. So I got one that has like the pastel colors in it. I got the Linux wig.
Yeah, Lennox from the René of Paris collection.
And it is beautiful.
That's a pastel rainbow, right?
Yes, so you can see like the subtle colors in there, like the blue and a little bit of pink in there.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Right? It's just subtle. And I wish the sun was like shining so I could show you guys. Because when the sun hits it, it's like beautiful.
Yeah, and I love how subtle that color is too, because it's like it almost looks like blonde, but then it has these really gorgeous like highlights kind of. Yeah.
I just fell in love. I can actually just slip it on real quick so they can see it. It came with the lace already cut, which is amazing. I hate cutting the lace.
I know, it's so stressful sometimes to like scared to mess it up. But oh, that looks so gorgeous on you. I love that.
So realistic. Like if you look at the hairline, I mean, obviously I don't have it pressed down because I just slid it on. But if you look at the hairline, like it just blends right into my scalp. Like I put it on and about fell out my chair. I said, "Oh my gosh, I have hair coming out of my scalp." Like
yeah, it's so beautiful. So I think that way I actually have the same wig with me here too. So we can match for a minute, but just so I can show you the features as well. So I have a Lennox. Mine is in pastel pink, so it's a similar color. But it's like the really light, almost like blonde color, but then it has the really subtle sheen of pink to it.
I love.
Yeah, it's so gorgeous. And again, like you said, like when the sun hits it, that's when you can really see it, and it's so pretty.
Girl, when that sun hits, oh my goodness. Like I don't wear wigs out a lot anymore, but I really am probably gonna sport this all over town.
Oh yeah, for sure. Somebody commented any websites for recommendations. I just shaved my head because of alopecia. Do you mean recommendation websites for like alopecia assistance or wigs? If you're talking about wigs, then definitely check out the René of Paris website. There's different lines for everyone from
They're beautiful.
yeah, like this is from the René of Paris like main line, and then if you just shaved your head, the Amore line is really fantastic for hair loss. They're super comfortable and very, very realistic.
And they're not like, they're not heavy and they're not hot. Like a lot of wigs that I've gotten from like Amazon, well, obviously they were also synthetic, but they were just so heavy and hot and like long. And these are so, they're like tethered, like layered. They're not like heavy. They're not hot. Like I feel like I could wear this all day and it's completely breathable.
Yeah, definitely. And they really flow like human hair too.
Oh yeah. And you can flip it. Like that's one thing I was playing with this thing earlier for like an hour after I took it out the box because I was so in love with it. But you can like flip it. I mean, there's no like wefts in it that can show. I was able to like flip it this way, part it in the middle, and it still looks realistic, like it was literally coming out of my scalp.
Yeah, it looks amazing on you. It looks so real. So that's what the lace part is really good for that, with being able to like brush it back. But this is the cap construction for anyone that's watching that's curious. So it has like the open wefts. And the thing about this part is that it's a lace front here and a lace part. So especially where it has the lace part, it's going to look super, super realistic on your scalp. So I'll put mine on too so we can match.
Twins.
Yeah, right?
Oh my god, you like Elsa!
I know. Yeah, it's like perfect for that cosplay. But like, so the part here, it's like super realistic here. So there's like the lace front for the realistic hairline when you brush it back, and
I feel
then
like I should show you.
Yeah.
Because mine has like those dark roots, and I feel like people might be worried that you could tell, but no, it's literally the same. Like it's so transparent, you can't see anything. I mean, I'm like obsessed.
Yeah, the part looks so natural. So is that a rooted color? I can't
Yeah,
tell.
so it's rooted right here, just like
Yeah.
not like a heavy rooted. It's just right at the tip here in the middle, and then it goes straight to like a natural blonde. I mean, it literally looks like I just went and got my hair done.
Yeah, the great thing about the rooted colors too is that it looks like real hair that's just growing out from the root again. So it adds that like extra natural touch. So there's
I am
options
not
for both.
having hair in my face anymore.
Right? Yeah, and the fun thing too is if you did want to wear the wig and want to like pull it back, you can like put it in a ponytail, obviously, and
Oh,
do all sorts of things.
and it's long too. I mean, like it's not like short, but it's not like super long. It's like that perfect length.
Like good medium length, yeah. So you can like do fun braids and pigtails and ponytails and all that fun stuff.
One thing I loved about it when I put it on earlier is if I was to actually like tape or glue it down, I've always loved how girls have middle parts and they bring these pieces back and like braid them. And I was like, oh my gosh, I bet I can do this with this wig because the lace is so transparent. I mean, it just melts into my skin. And so I tried it. And that's one thing I love is I can literally pull it back and you cannot tell like where the lace and my skin like
It's so
separate.
seamless.
And
Yeah, I've actually done that exact hairstyle that you're describing. If you just like make a braid here and then
yes, and
pull
pull it back.
It'd be good for like a Daenerys hair
all
too,
day.
from like Game of Thrones.
Wait, what?
Like a Game of Thrones Daenerys hair.
Oh yeah, girl, you're giving me heavy Khaleesi vibes.
Yeah, especially like, with both these colors that we're wearing, like that blonde. We could do like the braids. So what color you're wearing? The color pastel rainbow are?
Yes,
Yes,
pastel rainbow. And I was honestly like not nervous, but like excited to see how the colors would look. Like if they were gonna be like heavy, bright, dark, and they are literally just so like perfect and subtle. I mean, when I get in the sunlight, the one you can see the most is the blue, and then you can see like tinges of pink and a little bit of purple. I mean, it's just like
so gorgeous. Let me just check the questions. There's like a little question box here. But yeah, so do you have like a go-to hair color that you typically wear? I think I saw a lot of blondes on your page.
Blonde. Blonde is my go-to. Just because my natural hair color was like a dirty blonde.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got so used to bleaching my hair to try to like camouflage my spots that any other color at first was just like, no.
Yeah, I'm also
now I'm able to just like
too. So blondes used to always be my go-to, and now I just switch it up all the time. But yeah,
I think my favorite one right now is actually a red one that I got.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, when I first got it, I was like, I don't know how I feel about red, and then I wore it, and I was like, I feel bad. I loved it.
That's the fun part about wearing wigs too. Is like you're so used to wearing one wig color, and then eventually you're like, maybe I can experiment with different fun colors, and it's just so fun to like, and like colors that you wouldn't really think would look good on you. You try them out, and you're like, wow, this is actually awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you like change your makeup to match it a little bit.
That's been different. I couldn't do my like usual go-to makeup look with a couple colors, and I was like, what do I do? Like, how do I do this? Like,
Yeah, like there's some colors that if they're like for this wig, for example, I'm in love with this color. But I feel like I always have to have a little bit of a darker eye makeup with it just so I'm not like completely pale and washed out since I'm so pale. But like I love this color. So if I just adjust my makeup to have those touches, like I like having like dark eyeliner or like even it's kind of counterintuitive, but with this lighter hair, I actually like having the dark brow.
oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Or like maybe I'll arch my brows differently with different hairstyles too.
Have you noticed, like, when you're wearing different color wigs that you have to kind of change up your clothing a little bit? Like, colors that I would wear with blondes when I first started wearing different colors, I was like, I can't wear this with this. Like, this doesn't match.
Definitely.
And I didn't know
Yeah.
that was a thing.
I remember like saying that to a friend growing up when I was younger, and they were like, "No, that's not a thing, Abby. Like you're just making that up." But it's so a thing, especially when you're changing your hair on such a regular basis. You notice it a lot more because it really just becomes like part of your wardrobe. It's like, okay, this is the outfit I wear with the brunette hair. This is the clothing I wear with the blonde, and you just like, it just becomes another accessory.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's all hair is. And that's one of my main points that I've been trying to get across. I have a TikTok and I post a lot about alopecia on there.
Ooh, awesome. I gotta follow you.
Wait, what?
I'm gonna have to follow you on there after
Yes,
this.
I have to follow you back, girl. That's like the main thing I've noticed is like, girl, I'm not even gonna lie. I completely forgot what train of thought we were just on.
Oh, you're talking about hair color being an accessory?
Yes, that's our main point that I've been trying. Sorry, I heard my dog chewing on something, and so my brain was just like.
I do that all the time.
Like, I've tried to tell people that hair is just an accessory. Like, it's literally just something to make you look different than what you usually do, more unique. And being able to change that up every day has been so much fun. Like, I say every day, like I don't walk out with my shaved head every day, but often, like changing up the wigs, the different hairstyles, it's like you never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, it's like everyone that sees me in my life, it's like they never know what to expect. I'm always wearing a different hair color. It's like, oh, is that Abby? Oh, okay, she's here with purple hair today. Like,
yeah, like
definitely.
You have to tell your friends, like, yeah, like I'll meet you guys in a little bit. Look for the girl with red hair, or look for the girl with pink hair, or look for this. And sometimes when I like don't tell people and I show up, I'm like, hey, they're like, hey, Chloe? And I'm like, hey.
Yep, definitely. I have that same experience all the time. So yeah, are there any other like final words of advice you want to give people, or anything else you want to say?
I mean, I think I pretty much covered all of my main bases. Just be yourself. Don't be afraid. If any of you guys ever want to reach out to me, like DM me on Instagram, please feel free to. I am always here for advice or to be a soundboard or help you if you just want to vent about it, because I myself have had a lot of crying sessions about it. And being able to accept it now, to be able to help someone through that would just give me more joy than anything. So, I mean, don't be afraid to message me anytime. If it takes me a while to get back, I just haven't seen it. But you're not alone. I mean, you have me, you have Abby here, who is absolutely stunning and super kind, as we can see. And we just want to help you guys get through it. And you can do it alone, but it's always better when you have a support system. So just know you always have one here.
Yeah, and it's amazing how social media is such a way to connect with other people, because it's hard to know other people in real life that have alopecia since it is a little less common. But social media is such an amazing tool to like Instagram especially. There's such an amazing alopecia community on here.
100%. I honestly, I've never met anyone else with alopecia in person.
I maybe once or twice when I went to like the alopecia conferences, but yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat. So yeah, meeting people online is like such an amazing resource.
Exactly.
Definitely. Yeah, so both of our inboxes are always open if you ever want advice to talk to us. Definitely go follow Chloe Buchanan. Is that your full Instagram name?
It's Chloe Buchanan.
Buchanan. I said that. I like pronounce it like it's spelled.
I get called everything in the book. Everything.
Chloe Buchanan. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so definitely go follow her and DM her if you have any questions. And I'm the same. If my inbox is always open if you need advice or anything like that. I'm Abby Andrew YT on my personal Instagram. So if you ever need advice, either of us will be more than happy to help. So yeah, thank you so much for being with us today. It's so awesome to meet you, and I definitely want to stay in touch after this because you're totally awesome.
You too, girl. Bye. Y'all have a wonderful day.
Yeah, you too. Thank you so much for being here. Will you see you next time?
Yeah.